Good afternoon. My name is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. And that, of course, is my boss, my roommate's feline overlord. I just got up from studying the 66th chapter of the Tao Te Ching. And what really jumped out at me was this. A bad leader is motivated by personal glory and selfish gain. This is money. A good leader is motivated by meeting the needs of the masses in the most empowering and sustainable way. The chapter goes on to explain that a good leader must be more than just a benevolent despot. He must be a populist. He must discover the will of the people and execute it. Other chapters explain that the sage, in addition to discovering the will of people, must dialogue with the people in such a way as to help them evolve. And so there's a funny thing between guiding their people through discourse, but once they have made their will known, to execute that will. And so what we see here is the leader is more concerned with the people's needs than his own needs, be they financial or be they vainglorious. The final portion of the 66th chapter is about non-competition. One of the things that allows a true leader to be above the people and before the people without making the people feel oppressed or jealous. In fact, making them feel even grateful, is for that leader to be truly non-neurotic. Leaders doing what he does, not out of competition with others, outside of himself, or competition with voices inside of himself. He does what he does from a centered place of spontaneous insight and spontaneous compassion. Now to get personal. I don't think I'm alone in confessing that I have had a complicated relationship with the various members of my family. And there have been many, many times where I have felt driven before their real expectations and my imagination of their expectations of me. Driven like a leaf in a storm. I'm not cutting down my family. What I'm doing is I'm exploring my own neurosis. Not for the sake of, self-flagellation. I guess that would be self-flagellation. But for the sake of evolution. I've been practicing Buddha's and Lao Tzu's techniques, I should say Gautama's and Lao Tzu's techniques of insight and compassion for decades. Yet, my teaching practice, while effective on the individual level, has been anemic on the corporate level. And what that means is that I don't have many students at this moment in time. And for decades, I suspect I feel very strongly, it would not surprise me if one of the reasons for that is that on some level, although I've had compassion for others, I've been more motivated to earn the approval of my real relatives, to earn the approval of the imagined relatives who just live in my imagination, and to earn the approval even of my dead relatives, once again, who live in my imagination. And I keep using the phrase, live in my imagination. So that's not a reference to hallucinations. That's a reference to there's a real person running around, and then there's all the stuff we carry around in our heads about what they may do or may think or may feel about us or concerning us or to us. For a long time, I felt great frustration in building the Buddha Joy meditation schools. I felt a lot of pressure bearing down on me because I really want to do good things. I want to be able to support nuns and monks and their sustenance as well as their shelter and their clothing and their training and all that kind of good stuff. And I have not been able to manifest that in an epic or spectacular manner at all. The Buddha Joy Meditation School is so anemic it doesn't even support me right now. So, and I'm excited though, because I think the time has come that I could put down, maybe just put on a shelf somewhere, the neurotic drive to achieve something, to earn the approval of my dead grandparents or my dead parents or my aunt and uncle or my sister. These are all lovely, lovely people who've done nothing wrong. But there's a part of me, and perhaps a part of you, that really wants to earn the approval of those you esteem, earn the approval of present lovers or past lovers who may have judged us or whom we may have felt judged us or suspected judged us, if not in actuality then in our heads. I'm very excited because now when I feel myself driven by self-criticism, instead of submitting to that, I can take that self-criticism as the object of my mindfulness, as the object of my insight. And I can flow with it and benefit from it. I'm very, very excited because this could be the day that I write a new chapter in my personal practice, my personal meditation practice. I'm very, very excited about that. And I want to share that with you because all of us as children wanted to please mommy and daddy or aunt and uncle or grandma and grandpa. And once we hit puberty and we got a boyfriend or a girlfriend or both, we wanted to please them. We wanted them to be proud of us, too. And these are very normal drives and desires. But when they control us, when they become our puppet masters and transform us into marionettes dancing upon the string, that is destructive. When we become aware of those motivations and are able to bring them into the path of noticing, relaxing, and flowing, then they benefit us. If you've been meditating 2 hours a day every day for the last 5 years, 6 years, you may have noticed less and less really interesting things to meditate upon. And so if that's your case, you may really be able to commiserate with me, because now I've got something interesting to meditate upon, which is exciting. One of the cool things about traversing Gautama's or Lao Tzu's path, the path of the Buddha, the path of the sage, is that it is as if we're walking a spiral staircase. And there's always another layer, and another layer, and we're not trying to become better and better and better, but it's just more and more fun getting to explore these wonderful opportunities to evolve. And here's a dark one. It's subtle, but it's dark. All of us want to lead lives worth living. Many of us want to leave a mark on the world around us. Not necessarily one that praises us by name, but we want to leave in our wake healed people and empowered people. Now, what's truly great is when we heal people and we empower people spontaneously. What's not so great is when we heal people and empower people as a choice. And what's really not great is when we heal people and empower people because we should. What sages of both Taoist and Buddhism alike encourage us to embrace is spontaneous insight, spontaneous compassion, where we don't have to plan it out. It just flows. And I suspect, my friends, the key to that is by habituating, noticing, relaxing, and flowing in such a manner that as new insights are revealed, we're able to refine our perception and see the puppet masters in our life with greater clarity. When I was a little boy, I saw my father training a dog not to poop in the house. I grabbed that dog's head and it shoved that dog's muzzle right into the poop on the carpet. Our inner puppet masters do that to us. They grab us by the head and they shove our face in our real or imagined inadequacies, our real or imagined failings, the real or imagined ways we don't compare well to other people or their standards. But what if the next time that happens, we're able to turn around and see the accusing puppet master and notice it, and oopsie, sorry about that computer, notice that and relax. And what if we could hear its accusations and notice them and relax? And what if we could notice our feelings in response to the puppet master, be it anger or fear or frustration, and notice those and relax? And maybe if inner defensiveness arises, we notice that and relax. And what if inner calculations arise, brainstorming, trying to figure out how to fix this next plan? We can notice those and relax. And so the things that we notice can have the complexity of a Baroque piece composed by Johann Sebastian Bach. And that just makes it interesting and fun. A great warrior does not seek easy prey. He longs for a worthy adversary. In the Tao Te Ching we read that they want not only a worthy adversary, but they want to meet their worthy adversary when their adversary is having their A game. They want to feel challenged. And the cool thing, one of the cool things about this contemplative path is that if we really want to go to the next level, when we feel frustrated, that means there's a bump that's going to happen, a step like on a staircase. Ever see a puppy or a kitten trying to climb a staircase? It's the same thing. When we feel frustration, that means there's going to be an insight. When that insight comes, boom, we get to ascend the next step. The goal isn't to reach perfection where there's no more steps, because that would be boring. The goal is just to have fun playing with the project right in front of us. And the project right in front of us can simply be, notice this, and now relax. And now notice this from a different perspective, and now relax and flow and see where it takes us. There was a time where I was neurotically driven to complete the Bodhisattva path. And there was a time when I was neurotically driven to complete the sage path. And now I realize that the greatest pleasure comes not from finishing a path, but from enjoying a path. And whether you're strolling upon it or sprinting upon it, to do from a centered, spontaneous place, joyfully, and have fun with it. If you've ever seen the movie Donnie Darko, then you know what I mean when I say, we don't know if tonight when we go to bed, a jet's engine could fall on our heads and we'd be gone. We don't know if that could happen. We don't know if we have another decade, another year, another quarter, another month, another week, another day, another hour, another minute. So let us live in a centered, spontaneous way, full of joy and zest and love. And let everything else take care of itself. What if it was impossible for puny humans to outgive the universe? And what if we truly surrendered ourselves to giving? Not neurotically, not by shitting all over ourselves. That's what Pampers are for, or it depends. But in a centered, spontaneous, beautiful, fun, effective, fulfilling way. My friends, I'll see you at the next webinar. You can, below the video, there's a Show More button. Click that and you'll find a link. Got questions? Write them down in detail in the comment area below. I'll be delighted to answer them. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Bye-bye now.